Hello, OtakuSolutions here. FastRef, BipedPlus, SkinLayer Studio, all dropped one after another. Been doing only tech videos, so as a breather, I made a seasoned talk this time. I'll unpack, as a story, a pattern I felt over 10 years in games. Game studio work is never smooth. Problems and bottlenecks always show up. Since I was a junior, I've worked on the side that solves those. Now I run OtakuSolutions, small as it is. Here's what I want to say. Sounds cheesy, but applying innovation to an org is almost 3 times harder than creating it. Let me start with my history. I was originally a Maya rigger and animation TA. After I moved into games, one thing shocked me the most. In Maya, referencing a rig file was just the default idea. But in the 3ds Max studio, people were importing files to work. I asked what they do when the rig changes. They save the animation as .bip, back up the controls as XAF, then reload the rig. And if data dropped in that process, they'd fix it by hand keying. It was so inefficient, I just couldn't adapt. In Maya production, references are basically the whole pipeline. 3ds Max didn't have that. I looked for another way, and luckily another developer had a plugin. About $235 each, around 300,000 in one at the time. I pitched that plugin to my lead. Counting motion and cinematics, the anim team was about 20 people. Before buying 20, why not buy one and test it? Hearing the rig got updated is the scariest thing for 3ds Max game animators. I felt bad too. Switching to a new rig is real grunt work. If a reference tool comes in, you can dodge that stress. I wasn't running a business then, but if you assume it works like Maya references, the software costs money only up front. It's a lifetime license, so no later cost. If you don't fix this, labor keeps draining. Animators can't focus on their real job either. Long term, I thought it was the obvious call. So I told my lead I'd test that plugin myself. The answer was no. Maybe I phrased it wrong, I don't know. Sparks flew a lot in that talk. 20 people, 6 million won. Why buy it? Against labor cost, it was a win, but I couldn't sell it. Riggers were just becoming a job then. Before that, animators did the rigging. Maybe it was just hard to get rigging, TA, and bottlenecks, or maybe I just couldn't explain it. From my side, it still felt unfair. If we adopted it, I'd get busier. I pitched it so collaborating animators would have it easier. I had no authority, no equity. I proposed it so the company would do better. I couldn't persuade them. It fell through. Then about 3 or 4 years passed, and a chance to start a company came, and I founded OtakuSolutions. What I built carrying that failure is FastRef. That plugin was $235 back then, so we sell ours at $95. We hit a wall on that price once, so we dropped ours to almost half. This isn't just a FastRef story. Same with BipedPlus and SkinLayer Studio. At other companies with other tools, I saw the same wall. I still believe this. Most game studios would cut production cost if they adopted it. Partner studios we work with already report a pretty solid time cut. And still, when I meet companies, out of 10, it goes like this. 7 aren't interested. 2 say no. Only 1 says yes. It's not easy. There were places I took extra care of too. Early on, I overserved. Out of gratitude, they even reached out. And those companies actually stalled at the payment line. So I sat down and analyzed it alone. They have no in-house tool, no will to make one. So adopting a solution tool should be obvious. Why doesn't it happen? Companies care about making money and about saving money too. This is just my personal take. 10 years in games, and my experience is still thin. First, they don't want change. Second, the risk feels heavy. Our tool, or blender, whatever tool you bring in, it's the same. If risk hits, that's on me, right? So they don't want to carry it. Third, adoption often isn't a logic problem. As a TD, it doesn't make sense, but the world doesn't run on ideals. It might sound arrogant, but I dared to split it into these three. Still, 1 in 10 trusts us, even early on, with no guarantee. There was a place that trusted us, just from Fast Ref's features. They bought about $1 million worth, but the feedback was so good, we ended up giving back more than 5 times that. I know how hard this process is, so I wanted to give more trust back to those who believed, almost to the point of no margin left. Thank you to the companies who work with us. I'll keep working so the project quality goes up. Back to the main point. At work, I see 2 types. One is the worker who knows there's a bottleneck and quietly accepts it and keeps working. The other can't stand the friction and takes the hit to change how the org flows. I call those people firefighters. I've been one, and I've watched others too. When I was saving my energy, I was a teammate more than a lead sometimes. Back then, my lead pushed for change like early days me. Sadly, I saw a lot of it die at third-party approval, or the passion just cool off. So I have something I want to tell firefighters. It's a line from Cho Sung-yeon's Exploration Life. I relate to it a lot. You're not wrong. You're closer to getting scolded for being right, like a right minister before a wrong king. Like a right soldier before a wrong general. You were right in front of people who wouldn't listen, and that became the fault they fired you for. To firefighters still trying to change their org, I want to say this. Thin experience, I know. If you see a bottleneck, speaking up is right. Say it once, then look around. Will this org reward that change? Or is it a place that says, that's your job? You endure the bottleneck. If it's the latter, I don't recommend leading change there. It's really sad, but realistically, if you only have responsibility and no authority, it rarely works. Having a stake is closer to this. Even if it loses money, I can decide. A seat like a CEO or founding member, where you can overturn a decision. Teammates and leads swallow the bottleneck, but often have no budget and no approval power. If you take the hit with no authority, you just get more people to persuade, and only you burn out. You're right, let's go that way. That level is fine, but if they look annoyed or ask why you're bothering them, stop. Ask yourself seriously, is it right for me to drag this org along by force? My advice may not be a clean answer, and it might sound irresponsible. In that situation, pausing is the right move. Look around. Check if this team recognizes change and actually knows how to be grateful. If not, pause for a bit. You don't have to quit tomorrow, but you still need to change the character that survives in this org. Ah, this org is this kind of place. Then I should change my style, like this. If your head just won't sort itself out, you can reach us at ConnectUs. I made it for bugs and questions, but I also do career talks with working people sometimes. It's a channel I made for product issues, but I also listen to working firefighters' worries. I've actually given advice to 3 or 4 people. Turns out there are a lot of firefighters like me. If your head isn't clear, hit the contact info and reach out. Better than worrying alone. If I reply by email, the angle gets wider. Applying innovation to an org is 3 times harder than creating it. That was the story. Thanks to the partners who understand that innovation and plant it in their organizations. That was my story. If the series is okay, I'll do more like this. Leave a like and drop a comment. If you want my take on this kind of problem, comment that too. This was OtakuSolutions. Thank you.